Another year of eFootball is over, a new one just began. Let's have a look at some of the most underrated cards in the game. Here comes Pepe. Obviously, I can only judge those cards that I played or played against or saw someone else use. So feel free to add any of your underrated cards in the comments, as the list won't be complete. As usual, I try to make it a good mix of epics and non-epic cards. Let's start in no particular order with Oyan Sunset. An overall really solid player, great passing, can also finish well, good kicking power, not too slow. He can quickly control the ball, and his dribbling stats are also quite good, which he really needs because he's very tall. The cherry on top for him are the 80 physical contact, as well as his, for an offensive player, decent aggression and defensive engagement. He also has respectable leg coverage, just slightly below Bellingham. Next up is Rafael van der Vaart, a quite old card that lucky ones could get for free. He's super nice on the ball, a great passer especially for lofted passes, but the big thing about him is his finishing. 88 finishing combined with 99 curl and 96 kicking power is crazy. On top of that, he can do it with both feet. Despite the age of the card, plays really well. Number 3 is Pedro Neto. He's incredibly fast off and on the ball. He also has all 3 abilities needed for the ball roll cancel and the test cancel. His passing and finishing aren't amazing, but I feel both is still high enough to be sort of useful. He has never let me down in the English events. Also, look at this. Ah, beautiful. Next up is Wesley Sneijder. He's basically Van der Vaart, just as scary when finishing, but a lot faster, with way higher balance and also better on the ball. On top of that, he has phenomenal pass. Sneijder has the perfect height for dribbling. He is one of the smoothest dribblers in the entire game, and it really shows. I think he's super underrated. Like, how many pay-to-win teams are actually using him? Number 5 is Tyrone Mings. Obviously not the best defender in the game, but still has a lot going for him, especially if the booster is active. His defensive stats are fine, speed and physical contact are great. Acceleration is his weakest part, but at least he has great leg length to compensate a little. His model is his big strength. He has greater leg coverage than Vieira, almost the same as Van Buiten. He also has a greater torso than Rüdiger, and we all know how annoying Rüdiger's model can be. Jump height is also great. In a lower sitting defense, I think he's a lot better than people think. The next one is one of my favorite cards ever since I started playing again, Wan-Bissaka. It's crazy to think it's 2 years old, was free, and is still starting in my English event team. Crazy fast, crazy defensive stats, maximum leg length. It's insane that he was free. He also has the advantage that since his registered overall is rather low, his stats increase more from better form arrows. Look what he did here. What a heroic slide! Number 7 is Guti. While he isn't an endgame epic, I think he's better than what people give him credit for. 90 for both balance and speed, great dribbling, great passing, even decent physical contact. He does have nice kicking power, but his finishing and curl are not as good as Van der Vaart's or Sneijder's. He can finish with both feet though. For me, underrated card. Next up is Player of the Week Camavinga. This one is another card I have been really happy with. Great dribbling and passing, not too slow, and also nice defensive stats for a non-defensive midfielder. Even Camavinga's big weakness, finishing, is not that bad with this card at 77. He's like a solid all-rounder. I really like him. Number 9 is another one of my favorites and my second Player of the Week card ever, Bernardo Silva. He's crazy good and the card is 2 years old, imagine. I'm not sure if it's still fair to call him underrated because more and more people realize that despite not being an epic, he's still amazing. I've shown this before, but I just have to. He's so smooth. The next player is Anniversary PK. Many people didn't rate him all too highly because he's not as fast as the top defenders. While that's true, I still think he can be great, especially if you play a low defense. His defensive stats are great, speed and acceleration alright, he's great in the air, even has aerial fort. You could even build him more aerial if needed. So far, he has never let me down. His big model is also a great plus, having only slightly less leg coverage than Patrick Vieira. Number 11 is Kimmich, a very solid option either as an offensive right back or a defensive midfielder, which is where I played him before our license was robbed. Nice defensive stats, not too slow, decent physical contact, more than good for a Player of the Week card. The best about him were his lofted passes. Really like these. Next one is Belletti, who was available for free. When he came out, he was not the main attention. He was more of a dark horse. I selected him because I needed a defensive midfielder for the Spanish team, and he's doing amazing. Extremely fast, nice defensive stats, and can also do some passing if needed. Number 13 is nominating contract Bellingham, another one of my favorites. He is quite tall, which makes his leg and arm length as well as his torso even more valuable. He has a really great player ID. From his stats, he is a true box-to-box player, can do everything to a degree. What I love about him is that you can play him in an offensive position but still have the great defensive stats, aggression and physical contact. Also, very high weak foot proficiency. Next up is Roy Mackay. I don't need to explain this, do I? No? Thought so. Number 15 is Daniel van Buiten. His ID is crazy, one of the best leg coverages for defenders. The reason why I think he's underrated is because many people are always like, but it's Van Buiten, he's slow. Well, is he? Compared to Thuram and Cannavaro, sure. But is he that slow that he's so much worse? 84 acceleration and 80 speed is not that bad. Having played him even in quick counter, where it's most risky, I would say no. With lower defensive lines, he is a great pick. Not an absolute top tier defender by any means, but way better than many think. The next player is Nabil Fekir. He's not that fast for an attacker, that is perhaps why he isn't talked about much, but I had him for a year and he has always performed for me. He has really nice dribbling stats which combined with his height make him smooth on the ball. Passing and finishing is also fine. What makes him really stand out is that he not only has great balance but also very high physical contact, which is especially valuable combined with his shoulder width. Number 17 is Manuel Neuer. Hold your horses, I know he's amazing, but think of it like this. If you ask people who are your top 3 goalkeepers in the game, the majority will not name him. It will be Cech, Schmeichel, Courtois with occasional other mentions. Perhaps not even if you ask top 4 or top 5. What I think people undervalue are his extremely precise and fast traveling long balls with visionary pass on top. I love them. My next choice is Martin de Roon. Honestly, he has always worked well for me, but looking at his stats, I am not sure why. Defensive awareness could be higher and he's also quite slow. Passing and the other defensive stats are fine, stamina is good, but yeah, for some reason he just worked really well. Number 19 is Free Michael Owen. Now this is another one I'd understand if people disagree, because Owen was always rated incredibly high. But this Owen was free and like single-handedly won me so many matches in the English event, it's crazy. What I underrated about him was how extremely smooth he is on the ball. I knew he was good, but I did not expect that. Look here. The next one is Player of the Week Valverde. I usually sub him in at the Spanish event and he's really good at winning balls thanks to his great speed, physical contact and defensive stats. He's also good enough at the dribbling stats to not be a liability when switching from winning a ball to attack. 83 low pass is also a nice stat to have. Nice card. Number 21 is this guy here, Darwin Núñez. Although many like him and he isn't really rated badly, I still think he's better than what people think. Not from my own experience, but I have watched Efootball, a great German streamer, use him at a very high level and having success with him. Here, if you don't know him yet, feel free to follow him on Twitch, really nice person. The next free player is Free France Mbappé. I feel like many people know about how good he actually is, but I feel like many people also don't realize how good he actually is. He's extremely fast on and off the ball, can finish well, and even has decent passing stats for a striker. We got him for free, and he's still my starter on the French team. Rarely disappoints. Number 23 could be another controversial pick, Denis Zakaria. In my opinion, this card as a pure defensive midfielder is second only to Vieira, unless I forget somebody. He has all the stats needed and on top of that also massive leg coverage. I wonder why so few people use him, which is why I think he might be underrated. He's a menace, trust me. Number 24 is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Since most people just play speed merchants up front, they wouldn't value him very high. But if you like playing more physical strikers, he's a great choice. I've been using him for the Spanish event until recently, even as a starter. He's extremely good at finishing with both feet, his awareness is phenomenal as well, and so is his physical contact. He's not that fast for a striker, but it's okay. Important is that he can quickly get the ball under control and be able to perhaps make one turn and shoot, which he can. The next one is Jules Koundé. Koundé. When talking about the best free defenders, you always hear Costa Curta, Adams, Saliba, which is absolutely accurate, but rarely Koundé. He might have the worst leg coverage out of all of these, but it's not that far from Costa Curta, for example. Koundé has great defensive stats, is quite fast, and he's even decent at passing and handling the ball. The last one, 26, Marco van Basten. If we talk about the best striker, we hear Romario, Eto'o, recently Pelé and Cristiano Ronaldo, also Rummenigge and Shevchenko, but never ever Van Basten, not even in the past. I mean, the true answer to this is obviously Roy Mackay anyway, but that's a different story. I think Van Basten is undervalued because just like Van Nistelrooy, he is not your typical small agile striker, and many people don't want or aren't able to utilize them properly. He might not be as fast as Rummenigge, but he isn't slow either. While I do agree that he's not an absolute top tier striker, especially not nowadays, I still believe he's underrated. He has played so well for me and has often been a difference maker. So what about your underrated cards? Let me know in the comments who you consider underrated. That's it, folks. Let me know if you liked this video. I'd love to subscribe, like, or comment it. Until then, guys, take it easy. Shaka!